What's up? What's up? Lord Skunk here, LordSkunk.com, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show. We are here. We are ready to roll. We got a lot of news, tons of great stuff tonight, tons of great guests tonight, just all kinds of good stuff that we have. Appreciate everybody for checking us out. Make sure if you have a question, you hit us up on Twitter. You can follow at LordSkunk1. Here we got some people that'll be hanging out with us tonight. I believe we have Grand Patron. Will be hanging out tonight. I believe that we're going to have Riemann stopping in. We're going to have Cheeky Cutie. We got Cass Dispella, who's going to be bringing us his Swindler's Minute. We got McLeod, who did our top 10. He's got the meta report coming for us as well.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up? So all kinds of good stuff. So sound off. Who's here with me?
I'm here.
Skunk. This is Glenn. Casaspella in the house.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, so we got Riemann and Grand Patron. I think will be joining us here in just a little bit, so that's cool. We are over in the LordSkunk.com Discord channel as well. If you haven't checked out our Discord, make sure you do so. Head over to LordSkunk.com, click on Discord up at the top, and it will bring you right into our text and voice chat program, where you'll be connected to thousands of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes players just like you. All right, so let's take a look at some of this news, man. We got some good news this week. Well, we got news this week. We'll decide, I guess, if it's good or not here in a minute. So let's take a look here. We're going to pull up the old trusty LordSkunk.com, where you get all your daily Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news and goodies. And we'll see what we have for our faithful tonight. So let me pull that up here. Make this a little easier for everybody to read. I'm going to try to stretch this out. So let's start off first with this new tank Takedown that now we knew it was coming, but now we got a little bit more information about it. The tank Takedown raid details were released today for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Obviously, they're trying to push on Jedi and Jawas, but I'm going to read through this a little bit, and then I'll get some of the guests' thoughts and input on it. The newest raid in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is almost here. The tank Takedown. The new raid offers exciting rewards for powering up your character roster. Let's take a look at some of these new rewards, the phases of the raid, and the requirements to participate and more. Raid information. Normal difficulty. Requirement, 6-star or higher characters. Roster refresh is daily. Daily attempts is 5. Launch cost is 55,000 tickets. Now this is new. Intended for level 80. Gear level 7 with MK5 mods. All right, and then we have a heroic difficulty of requirements 7-star characters, roster refresh never. So you get to use your whole roster of 7-star characters, and that's it. Similar to heroic raids now. Daily attempts are unlimited. Launch cost is 60,000 tickets, intended for level 80. It's a key point there, level 80. Gear level 10, MK5 mods. So far, what are you guys thinking about that? Now, two things to point out is now it's tickets we're going to be using instead of tokens, because they said there's going to be 2 currencies. And now we're looking at intended for gear level 80. You guys think that's a misprint, or do you think this thing's really going to be geared towards the previous level cap?
I think it's towards the previous level cap, and the reason why I think that is the raid's going to come out long before we've settled in at 85. So we're going to be running this out of the gates at that difficulty tier, with some 81s, 82s maybe, depending on when they release it. And then the majority of players, unless they're pushing it now and they wait a while to release, might even be at 80. So I think it is that recommendation in terms of gear is geared toward those of us who are at level 80 or maybe only slightly above.
Good point. All right, raid phases. Phase 1, main target, General Grievous. Secondary targets, IG-100 Magna Guard ×2, and B-2 Super Battle Droid ×1. Now, I thought I saw previously, and it kind of looks like in this video, he summons them. I don't think he summons them again. I think he just summons them one time, and then you defeat them, and then he doesn't bring them back. There were certain conflicting reports where it looked like he actually, could summon them again, but I don't think that's going to be the case now that we have a little bit more information on the raid. Phase 2, main target, Tank Hull. So this is where we actually take on the actual tank that the raid is named after. Secondary targets, main turret, left gun, and right gun. And then we're going to be taking, and then that'll move us into Phase 3, which will be, the main target will be the Rocket B2. So we're back now. We kind of blew up the tank, it looks like, and now we're back to fighting droids. With secondary targets of B1 Battle Droid ×3 and B1 Battle Droid Commander ×3. Have you guys seen this this Rocket B2 guy? It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Yeah, hopefully he'll become playable at some point in the raid. Phase 4, this is the last phase of the raid, so we'll be finishing that up. Grievous obviously wants to talk a little trash now at this point. Main target, Tank Hall. Secondary targets are going to be the main turret, the left gun, the right gun, and the B2 Super Battle Droid times 2. So a little pilot dude jumps out. So did you guys have a chance to take a look at this? What are you guys' thoughts on this so far?
Looks really exciting. I can't wait to give it a go and test out the characters that they recommend as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get that. That's actually the next the next thing here. Actually, Jedi and Jawa are the recommended squads. Now, take this with a grain of salt, people. Okay, each of these types of squads will receive bonuses when used in the raid. So they do have somewhat of a bonus. We touched on those in past live shows. What those bonuses are, they're actually fairly decent. More towards, I thought the Jedi, I think, had the advantage here. I can't remember off the top of my head what the exact bonuses were, but I think the Jedi had a little bit of an advantage out of the two. But they both look pretty good on paper. We'll see. I've seen some different reports here on other people's speculation as well, on them thinking that, this is good, but there's probably going to be other characters or other raid comps, just like we have now. We have multiple different types of characters, to successfully get high damage on the current Rancor raid. So it'll be interesting to see. I would like to be able to run that all I'm a Gundai Jedi team. That's actually the very first team that I started when I started playing the game. When I actually started getting my roster filled out, was an I'm a Gundy led team until the Qui-Gon Jinn meta came out, and then I switched to Qui-Gon Jinn lead. Now, raid currencies. When the raid launches, guilds will start earning 2 types of currencies, one for each of the raids. This will allow guilds to launch both raids at the same time instead of having to pick one over the other. So now we know we have the raid coins or tokens, coins I believe, and then now we're going to have raid tickets. I'm not sure how we're going to get the tickets. Raid rewards. When guilds complete the tank takedown raid, they will be rewarded with credits, guild currency, and gear. If guilds can complete the raid on heroic difficulty, they will also be rewarded with shards for a brand new raid exclusive character, which I'll get your guys' opinion in just a second on who we think that might be. They've also made adjustments to the raid character shard payout for heroic difficulty. Players that earn spots 1 through 3 on the leaderboard will receive the highest amounts, while ranks 4 through 50 will earn the same number of shards. We have made this change so that guild members can acquire raid exclusive characters at roughly the same rate. So this is a very nice feature. Hopefully they'll kind of back update that as well for the Rancor raid. That would be cool to make it that way for the Han Solo shards. But this is actually good news for guilds. I think as a whole, it kind of takes some of that competitiveness out. Not competitiveness, I don't want to say that, but negative competitiveness or negative where you're just trying to fight up that leaderboard. And sometimes there's a pretty big disparity. If you're level or you've come in at number 40 and you're number 5, in the current Rancor raid in regards to Han Solo shards. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the raid rewards and then this possible new character? Who do you think it might be?
Let me first call out the devs for fixing what we were all worried about, which was guilds choosing between raids.
Yes.
So I'm very happy they corrected that and that didn't become a thing. That would have broken up guilds. And even though it took longer to come out, I'm very happy about that part.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So what are your thoughts on the rewards, the way they're doing this with the, they're making the shards, from basically 4 through 50 the same?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest complaint that they got originally about how they divided up the rewards previously, was that the disparity between sort of the tiers that you would get makes it so much harder to acquire the raid-only character. So this, at least they're listening to the feedback and the community, and that's great. So shout out to the devs for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It does depend quite a bit on how many we get at rank 4 through 50. If we get 3, I'm going to be pretty bummed out. If I could get 8, 9, or 10 hitting first, second, or third, and I'm on that bubble. But if it's 5 or if it's 6 or even if it's 7, which would be terrific, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think if they did kept it kind of the same theme they got now, where you get 10, 9, 8, and then maybe make it 5 or like you said 6 for 4 through 50. I think that's reasonable. I think that's a good number to probably go with there.
Yeah, and once everyone figures out what the kind of pattern for the characters to have and everything, it makes it a little easier that once the people at the top have finish that character to get other people into the top 3, because you know that 4 through 50 are going to be getting the same. So it's easy to elevate if you coordinate within your guild to get everyone an even chance at finishing off the raid only character quicker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So real quick, we'll go around. We'll start with Casaspella. So who's your choice for the raid exclusive character, the new one?
I'm gonna name 2 characters. My bona fide prediction, it's gonna be General Kenobi. Who I would love to see is Jar Jar Binks, and he'd only be useful as holding rank because he has a move that goes really slow, and no, he's not effective. So I'd love to see Jar Jar Binks as a raid exclusive. Don't just give him to us; make him actually work for us. And that's my prediction.
I feel like I just got trolled. All right, Cheeky Cutie, who's your pick?
My pick is R2D2. Like, I think a lot of people reckon it's going to be him as well. And he might have a special part when the ships come out. You never know. So I thought it might be cool to put those 2 things together.
That's a good point. Yeah, that definitely could be something there. Maybe he buffs the ship or something. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, McLeod, what's your thoughts?
Thinking along the same lines there as Cheeky Cutie, that with ships coming, that R2D2 may be quite relevant at the moment, and they've been gearing up towards this. And although it was delayed, it looks like they may be trying to coordinate with the release of the ships as well, if R2D2 is the new character. So I think that's where it's headed. People like General Kenobi would be cool. Young General Kenobi from obviously the Clone Wars series, that kind of era Kenobi would be nice, but by all accounts, I think it's been heading towards R2D2, so I'm sticking with that for now.
Yep, and since you guys kind of hit on the R2D2, I'm going to go ahead and elaborate more on the General Kenobi. I think General Kenobi would be really cool. Number one, I just watched that Clone Wars again the other day, the movie, the actual movie of it. So he was pretty cool in that. And then also, General Grievous, I'm watching that on the screen right now, Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor, is campaigning to do a Obi-Wan movie, which I think would be cool because, as he's saying, right now is the perfect age to kind of do that in-between phase of when he started his Obi-Wan and when Alec Guinness, had his Obi-Wan, in A New Hope. So he can kind of bridge that gap in there, and he can kind of show you what happened. He thinks there's a whole story there, what happened on Tatooine. Obviously, there's a lot of years between those 2 episodes that that are unaccounted for. So there's some good options there. I really hope that happens, and so I'm going to make that my vote. For who the new raid character is going to be. So we'll see.
Yeah, and a movie like that would be pretty easy because the expanded universe with all the graphic novels and the books, there's plenty there to draw from. So it wouldn't take too much to adapt one of those unless they wanted to go completely new. But yeah, they are plenty of source material there.
So a question that everybody has on their minds is, how long will it take me to reach level 85? And the good news is you can use the lordskunk.com level calculator to find out. Okay, so we just posted this on lordskunk.com. Our mathematician slash spreadsheet master, Daniels Jacks, put this together real quick for us. Team Skunk Daniels Jacks put together a simple and easy level calculator to show us how long it will take us to reach level 85 with custom light side, dark side energy refreshes as well as Cantina refreshes. Check it out here. So what you do is when you click that link, you just simply create a copy and you'll be able to edit it. This is just a Google Doc. So I'm going to pull it up and just give a quick example. Here once it fully loads. All right, so my current energy or my current level, let me pull mine up just make sure. Yeah, 7693. So I'm going to edit that 7693. I typically refresh light side, dark side energy up to 5. Do the 250s and the 3100s on average, and I usually will do at least 2 Cantina refreshes. So right now I'm level 80. My current XP is 7693. I'm going to be looking at level 81 in 3.9 days. So on October 17th, I would be 81. And then to reach 85, it's going to be 37.4 days based on this. So you're going to get a daily, if you use your daily XP, use your natural refill, and your bonus energy, it'll put me at 85 and 30. Wow, that sounds. I don't know if that sounds long or if that sounds short. 37.4, but that's what the math would total out if I did the refreshes based on this. So it's pretty cool. So you can put in what works for you. You can check it out. It's pretty simple. There's nothing too crazy to it. But check that out on lordskunk.com. And thank you to Daniels Jacks for putting that together. How much are you guys refreshing right now, on average?
Well, normally I would just do one cantina and one regular energy refresh, but I've been doing twice that much.
Only one
But
regular energy. There's only 50 crystals, though.
But I'm going to run out of crystals real quick, so I'll just have to stick to one each.
I typically would always do both the 50s on regular energy, both the 100s on cantina, but currently I'm going to be pushing through the 200s on both. Until I hit level 70 or 81 on Sunday, and can do my all three of the challenges at the higher tier, the new gear challenges. So I'll get a few of the new gears, and from there I'll probably scale it back and just spend 600 crystals a day doing all the 100 refreshes. And I figure it'll take me about 5 weeks from that point forward to get 85.
Nice. And just so everybody knows, I will be level 81 on Nathaniel Mortimer's birthday, just so you guys know that. All right. And then also, Grand Patron this week did an interview with Team Skunk member. He's going to try to do this throughout the week. Now, we always have a spotlight on the live show, which we'll get to a little bit later, I believe, if Patron makes it. But he's going to try to do this a couple times a week with various members. He's going to do an interview with them. This is a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth. I mean, on the live show, we can only do, a few minutes, but he can do them a little bit longer. So we're posting those over on the Team Skunk YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the Team Skunk channel, make sure you search in YouTube for Team Skunk, or you can find that over on my channel listing. It's the teamskunk.com YouTube channel, and he's going to be posting member spotlights. Now, the member that was spotlighted most recently was Sith Master Pizza, who is actually one of our youngest members, and he's about 14 years old, and he's been with us pretty much almost since the beginning of us forming guilds. And he kind of has a cool story, because Wise Man Pendle, who is a member of Team Instinct and an admin over the lordskunk.com Discord server, who helped out a ton of new members, actually they kind of connected, and Wise Man Pendle kind of became his mentor. Well, when Wise Man Pendle left the game, he actually turned his account, the Wise Man Pendle account, over to Sith Master Pizza, which was really cool, because Sith Master Pizza is doing videos and stuff like that on YouTube and different squads and stuff like that. So that was pretty neat. It's kind of a neat story. He kind of talks about that on the member spotlight. So make sure you check that out. You can find that on lordskunk.com. There's a link that'll take you right to it. And then the last major thing that I wanted to go over, a couple just real quick things. Ben Affleck announces Anna Kendrick is the next Robin. Make sure you check that out. That's over on lordskunk.com. That's an exclusive lordskunk.com. Okay. Star Wars Rogue One trailer released today. You got a scene-by-scene breakdown with all the good stuff in there. You can check that out on lordskunk.com. We got the last Swindler's Minute of Zam Wessel's up there. We spotlighted Riemann last week. That's up there if you want to check that out. The new
Speaking
Star Wars.
of Riemann's in the house if you want to bring him in.
Is it? Yeah, we'll bring him in just a second. New Star Wars Rogue One poster release was pretty sick. Did you guys check that out? Anybody catch that or no?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And then the last thing that we had for news before we move on is the 10/11 notes, which came out, I believe, a day after we had our last live show. So let's bring Riemann up. Okay, so we're going to go over the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes update from 10/11. We'll bust through those real quick. What's new? The level cap increase. Most of us know about that. We've been doing it for the last couple of days, but anything that I want to touch on, I think there was a couple things in here. They did the Galactic War double drop stuff, right? You guys got the double drop for the Galactic Wars?
Yeah, that's been handy.
I did indeed, even on my ult.
Yeah, that was a huge issue on the official forums, man. I was just happened to peruse through there, just looking at the update notes, and every single person, like 16 threads or 16-page thread on people talking about the Galactic War double drop thing. That's one of the hot topics, and there's another hot topic which I'll get to next. But the Galactic War, see, a lot of people had already done their Galactic Wars. They saved up their 2 for the guild challenges, I guess, different time zones, and they totally missed out because it came out later, I guess. Did you fall into that trap, Chicky Cutie? Are you in that time zone? No.
A lot of my guild members did have that happen to them, and they weren't too happy about it. But luckily, because I'm real slack with mine and always sort of run a day behind, I got to do 2 whole sets
Nice.
when everyone else didn't.
Yeah, I did as well. I just thought it's funny. People were going off. There was like that was definitely a heated topic on there. The second thing that's funny out of all the stuff that was announced this week, the second hottest topic where people had a lot of negativity towards it was this update in the guild chat. You guys notice that when anybody gets a mod, a rare mod, or the update a character to another star level? Yeah, people are like freaking out about this thing.
That one is kind of legit.
Yeah, which I kind of
Compared to the
understand.
other one.
I kind of understand because one, the chat was already kind of broken, for one, right? Number two is that you only had a limited amount of chat that was saved already. So
I think it's 50 entries. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, it's crazy. Now, thank goodness for Team Skunk, we use Discord for chat. We don't really use in-game chat as much, but I can imagine for some of these guilds that only have that form of chat, man, that would make it very difficult for them.
Well, here's an example of a problem that could bring up right now. With the server just having gone down real brief just before we got on air here, we had to obviously put out messages. And if you haven't turned off that thing, and I'm posting like no on raid right now because no one else can get in. We didn't know if it was everyone, if it was some people. And if you've got 100 messages about people leveling up stuff or putting on gear on people, that message is just going to disappear and you're not going to see it. And also, if you turn off the guild notices, you don't get the notices about the raid starting or which phase is completed. So you have to turn it on just before you start a raid or during a raid, or they kind of maybe want to take a step back and get rid of that particular feature because it's really getting in the way there of people who aren't always on Discord.
Yeah, I think the big thing with that is that if you're going to do it, at least be able, and you can turn it off, as you said, but it turns off all the guild raid stuff.
It turns off the important stuff as well. You can't separate that out.
So if they could separate those, I mean, I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to. A lot of games do that. Trying to get you to compete and spend more or whatever. It just brings that psychology of it. But they should at least split that up. I think between the two would make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
And let's take a look here if there's anything else that was too exciting in there. Oh, let's look at the light and dark side battle. So light side stage 9 is going to open at 82. Light side hard is going to open at 82 as well. Dark side will open up at 85, and then the hard stage also at 85, and then the cantina is going to be what is it? Where's the cantina at? I thought that was in here. What does the cantina open up at? Cantina is 83. 83, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I didn't see that in here, but could be missing that. But there's some good data mine stuff. I don't really want to get into all that, but I do before we skip out of that totally. I do want to touch on just a couple of things that were data mine though. Were characters, and there's some new characters that are possibly coming out. Somebody just put in the chat Imbo, and then there was I believe possibly wasn't there some Knights of the Old Republic characters that were data mined. I thought somebody was talking about that in Discord, so we'll have to take a look more at that. Mal, you've been shouting out to Dartron. Nice, Dartron's in the house. Is Dartron in the chat? He is in the chat. Dartron is in the chat.
He's down there with Remon. I probably went to go check him out and bring him up here. So you bring him back in a sec.
Yeah, we might need to bring him in later and talk a little bit. Okay, so make sure you head over to lordskunt.com. All your news and updates are there. Everything Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and everything else that I like is on there. So make sure you check it out. Thanks for checking out the video. If you're interested in joining a guild, head over to teamskunk.com. We do have open positions in our various guilds. Also, check out lordskunk.com for guides and news for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, LordSkunk1. Also, check out our Discord app. It's a voice and text chat program that you can download on your Mac, your PC, your iOS, or your Android device. And you can connect with thousands of other Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes players. Want access to the ally codes of some of the most infamous players in all the galaxy? Head over to lordskunk.com, click on links, then click on promo, and follow the directions there. We draw winners every Friday during the live show. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure you hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified when we go live and when we upload new videos. Thanks for checking out lordskunk.com.